Okay, would you raise your right hand? Would you repeat after me? I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Macomb County Executive for the County of Macomb, State of Michigan, to the best of my abilities. Congratulations.
So help me God. Okay, I talked to Tony and we decided we're going to make this a 30-minute program, which means there's going to be short speeches and kind of unique. If you were asking if we're going to do a swearing-in ceremony, both Tony and myself, neither one of us really kind of wanted anything with a lot of fanfare. We're appreciative of the turnout we had here. Father Mike, I want to thank you for the prayer. Probably more importantly, I know we need that, but for the weather. And had you not have been here, I would have took credit for it. But now that you're here, I know that I'm not going to get away with it. And which kind of leads me to my next thought. I'm thinking, you know, the roads are very nice, and knowing that I'm going to be going from today protecting and patrolling the roads to cleaning the roads and making sure we're taking care of snow and potholes. If you could pull this off every winter, I think I might be bringing you on as my new roads department director. So I just put you on the short list, okay? This is kind of interesting. It's high noon, and often we think of some of those Western movies where the sheriff at high noon goes down the center of the town street there, and he's usually kind of going to meet the villains or the bandits of the town and try to run them out of town. And that's not what's happening here today. There's going to be a changing of the guard, and you just witnessed that. As of 12 o'clock tonight, at midnight, I no longer will be the sheriff of Macomb County. I'll be the county executive, and Tony Wickersham will be taking on that responsibility, that role. So it's for a very positive reason, I think, that we meet here at high noon to take the oath of office and move forward. People have asked me during the election process, is this going to be tough for you? Is it going to be a challenge moving on from being the sheriff of Macomb County and becoming a county executive? Aside from the awesomeness and the responsibility of this next office, or this new office, there's no question. It is a challenge leaving an office of something I've knew since I was 2 years old, and 30 years having been employed there, and 10 years as your Macomb County Sheriff, which has been a tremendous honor and a privilege. I'm fortunate I've been able to surround myself with many people, and I recognize that had to have been the reason for the successes our organization has had. And the people working within that organization, past and present, have made it what it is. I have no regrets, and I think that's what makes it easier. Have there been challenges, adversities? Absolutely. I think with any one of us in our lives, personally and professionally, we go through those. But the reality is, over the past 30 years, I've enjoyed it as much as anyone could even imagine. And it is difficult leaving that office. But knowing that I'm leaving it in great hands with a gentleman named Tony Wickersham as your next sheriff, I'm confident he's going to be able to provide that same level of respect that you would have for the office, because I know the members within that organization provide that same level of respect to the public. And with that being said, there are two people that I have to identify amongst the command officers, the captains, the officers working the line, dispatchers. The two individuals that I think have helped me throughout the past 10 years within that organization the most are Gina Smith, and I know she's in the audience here, and she hates it when she gets singled out, but for the reason that she's been a tremendous advocate for the organization and for me. And again, it's difficult leaving because of people like her, and the number two guy within that organization, and that's Kent Lagerquist, who many people don't know, don't see him too often. What a true gentleman and a respectful individual, and he is one of those guys that not only is an administrator, but he's one of the guys that works that front line as well. And those two individuals I got a high level of respect for, and want to thank them immensely for helping make my success as sheriff as good as has been. So knowing that I'm leaving without any regrets makes it somewhat of a challenge, but I realize the most important thing for me is making sure I'm surrounding myself with some great people. And I want to thank the county-wide elected officials. I know that Tony is here, Tony Morocco, Ted Wabi, who's been a very tremendous advocate and supporter of mine over the years, and he's going to be as much a supporter of this county and myself during this next 4 years as I'm county executive. Eric Smith and Carmela Sabong. Carmela, I want to thank you again for swearing both Tony and myself in today for this historic occasion, this historic moment. And there are others, many of you that are here today that I can't thank enough, the dignitaries, the people from the community, for everything you've done. As a kid, I recognized the most important thing that you can do is surround yourself with good people. People that care, that are compassionate, that understand issues, and that are very reasonable. I'm very lucky as a kid growing up. I had a father who was a father. He wasn't a friend. He was a guy that actually made sure that we were getting good grades, albeit my brother always got better grades than I did. That's why he's a judge. I was a cop. And yet also was a guy that played with us. He was one of those guys that let you grow up as a kid and let you grow as a man. And I'll take up most of my 3 minutes here. He's here in the crowd, and I know he's extremely proud. But I got to tell him, I'm proud of him and his ability to bring up three young men that understood how to deal with the public and how to deal with people and surround yourself with good people. Without his leadership as a father, and now I can truly say as I'm an adult and much more mature, he is a friend as well. And my brother, my father, they're great supporters of mine. They've been a tremendous asset to me as I've grown up. And I'm going to continue to make sure that I make the right decisions, be very decisive in those decisions, in surrounding myself with people that are going to be good for Macomb County. And as I move forward as Macomb County's first executive, I understand the awesomeness and I'm humbled by this responsibility in designing and creating a foundation for Macomb County's future. I've selected 2 individuals that are going to be with us day one, starting tomorrow. They've already been announced. They're going to be here, and one of those individuals is here today. He's here with his wife, and it's Mr. Mark Delden. Mark Delden will be our Deputy County Executive, a tremendous asset, and I can't wait to start working with him as we move forward with Macomb County's future. The other is Al Lorenzo, and I think many of us know Al Lorenzo and have had a tremendous amount of respect for him and have seen him over the years. And I see the gentleman, Jim Jacobs, that has actually taken over his seat, and those are some awesome shoes to fill, much like Tony has had. But Jim has been able to do it, and he does a great job, as I know Tony will, as our next sheriff. But Al Lorenzo is one of those guys that I can't say enough about. He's a true gentleman, he's a mentor, he's kind of a father figure, and a guy that's going to be very supportive, but yet very determined. And he's determined to help move this county forward in working with myself and Mark. So the other selections, department heads, members of this county and the organization, I'm confident we're going to be able to do a good job and do what it is you expect us to do, and that's move this county forward. And I want to thank the Charter Commission for putting forth a document that they did, and putting together actually it's a tremendous document. If you hadn't had an opportunity to read it, it really does set a foundation, a footprint for this county that we're going to have to work through with our new Board of Commissioners, and gives me an opportunity to thank the past, the present, and the future, starting tomorrow, county boards of commissioners for the difficulties and challenges that they have faced over the years. There's no question about it. They've put their heart and soul into it. There's been some ups and downs and criticisms, but we all get that in public life. And they've done it well. They've done a pretty good job, and I look forward to working with this new Board of Commissioners starting January 1st during this next 4 years. So I want to thank each and every one of you, not just for coming out here today, but for the support you've given me over the last 10 years, my family for as long as I can remember, but more importantly, for being there for this county. And I want to work with each and every one of you to try to figure out what we can do to advocate for this county and make sure that everybody knows that Macomb County is here and we are going to be a key player in the comeback of the state of Michigan. Thank you very much. God bless you. And for the very last time, I get to say, because I'm still sheriff until midnight, don't drink and drive. Thank you very much.